It's Tuesday, and the time is 7 p.m. And we're happy to be here. The geeks are happy to be here. It's a Tuesday, and there's no football, there's no Champions League, so we get to come and talk technology. So if this is your first time listening to us, my name is Kobby Spiky Nkrumah. The show is Joy Geek Squad, and we talk technology. We don't only talk technology, we educate you, we inform you, and we give you all the tips and tricks to do the best of what you could do with your tech devices, be it your smartphone, your smart TV, your smart fridge, your smartwatch, your laptop. I mean, we're all surrounded by technology, so you know what I mean. Anyways, it's been a very exciting few weeks for me, if I should say it, because I've had so many people who've had challenges with their smartphones going missing, or somehow they got robbed. So I thought, it's become prevalent, so why don't we do an episode on Geek Squad about lost or stolen smartphones, and can you track them? Can you get them back? To do this with me, to have this conversation, is Michael Ajete.
The hills are alive with the sound of no football.
Ha ha ha. And welcome back, someone. Kweku Anansi. Yeah, you've been MIA. You've been missing. Yeah, Kweku Anansi, for those who don't know, is a resident white hat hacker. He's a cybersecurity specialist. Yeah, he specializes in breaking into things to make sure that your security is tight or not tight, and he tell you what to do to improve your security. And he's been working with smartphones for a very long time, so he'll be able to give us some insight on how to track smartphones. Anyway, let's get to the matter. Michael, have you ever lost your phone?
I haven't, but actually, it's funny because talking earlier before I came on, I was saying that actually I haven't personally. Wait, I have. Sorry. Let me rephrase. I have lost the phone, but this was before the days where you could casually, before these security features were baked into the phone. And I remember this day, 1999, December something.
1999.
Well, whatever year.
You know, when I hear those years, all that comes to my mind is Windows 98 and Windows NT.
Windows Millennium.
Yeah, Windows Me. That was
Windows
entering
Me.
2000.
That was what I was using. Anyway, to get to it, so I had a very beautiful Nokia 6310.
Yeah,
I had a color screen.
I know that. Yeah.
Yes, and I had a little Bluetooth earbud. That's what I was using for my jams. Yeah, granted, I'm now partially deaf in one ear because of how loud the music was, but that was my thing, and that's the beauty about phones. Even then, like, they're your personal thing. They are you, an extension of you. So here I was walking through Trade Fair, jamming along, and I had to go through a crowd, which I naturally didn't enjoy, but I had to get to where I was going. Then, as I'm walking through, and as soon as I emerged from the other side of the crowd, my body just started telling me there's something wrong. I wasn't quite sure what until the Bluetooth disconnected. And I'm like, what's going on? Why has the music stopped? And I'm tapping, and I'm like, the phone is gone. Surely, and I touched my pocket, and the phone was long gone, never to be seen again. You call it, and it will ring twice, and then thereafter, the phone is forever out of coverage area. That was my first ever lost. That's my first, and touch wood, my only ever lost phone. So I have been safe from this scourge. But then recently is 5 years ago, a friend of mine came to visit me at my place. I get to the house, and he's sitting at my dining table looking very concerned on his tablet. And I'm like, well, what's going on? Did some girl break your heart? And I'm like, no. Well, partly. Like, what happened? Oh, he went out somewhere with friends the night before, and his phone got missing. So, oh, okay. So what are you doing now? Oh, he's looking at it. It's on the map. Yeah, look at your phone on the map. So I went and had a look at it. Like, oh, I know this area. So I'm like, and when was the phone last active? It's online right now. So technically, we can go pick it up. So we started going through our phone. Well, I was going through my phone list because he didn't have a phone to go through. They're like, okay, which guys do we know that are 6'5" and go to the gym a lot? We need that. We need that commanding presence. that they're not going to threaten them, but it's like when you're asking them, please give me the phone back, and then he's just aggressively leaning next to the person. That's what you want. That little bit of an extra encouragement.
You don't trust that you're muscular enough to get the phone back.
With my soft-looking face, nobody will do that. They'll give it to me out of pity, not because they fear me.
Yeah, so you should have, relied on your pityful face.
One day it will work. I wasn't ready to test it then. So in case we don't get the muscle, so we go. We get to the spot, and at that point the phone had been off for an hour, and we are now scoping the house out, trying to figure out, like, is that really where the phone is? But there's a woman selling wachi outside, so you decide, you know what, let's try a new approach. So you go up and ask her, oh, auntie, we have heard that some guys here work on phones. Can she help us out? So I said, oh, there's a guy inside the house right now who does stuff. And we saw him, and he's like, oh, has someone brought, at the time was supposed to be a white iPhone 5S. Has anyone brought one? He's like, oh, no, they haven't. Just some boys just left, and he brought him a black iPhone 5S. And I'm like, oh. And my friend had to look at it just in case, but it clearly wasn't his phone. So it's okay, fine. When he hears anything, he will let us know. And for the longest time, Apple, that's how he tracked his phone. Apple had Find My iPhone on the phone.
Right.
But before, it wasn't enabled by default. So you had to turn it on. Now, he had decided, fine, it's better to be safe than sorry. So he turned his on, and that is how he discovered his phone. So he locked the phone and left his number on the phone. But when we met the guy that day, we gave him my number because he obviously didn't have a phone. Then, next day, my friend calls me back that the guy called him. Like, how did you call him? He didn't have your number. Like, yeah. He turned the phone on, and it had his number on it. So, okay. So we went back, and surely enough, the message was there that was his phone. Puts in his passcode, and then boom, the phone unlocks. So now we're now trying to figure out, so now what happens? And the guy said, well, someone brought him the phone. So he calls the guy up that the phone you brought me, that you tried to sell to me, is a stolen phone. So he should bring his money back. And I said, well, you're giving me your money, so I don't have anything to tell you. And the guy said, yeah, my brother, like, you can't be doing this to me. I'm like, oh, well, you're giving me money, so do what you must do. If you call the police or call your friends, I really don't care. But I have your money now. Bye-bye. And that was it. So we had to sort the poor guy out before he started crying. And we got our phone back.
So you actually bought the phone back?
Well, at a much reduced cost. We didn't pay a full price for it, but I gave him something to say, sorry for your troubles and good luck in future.
Well, that's interesting. Well, so basically we've heard that was an iPhone, right?
Yep.
Now, I have someone in the studio with us who recently lost her phone, Deborah. How recent was your experience?
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday. Now you care to tell us the story.
I can't speak Teco.
Don't worry. Just say how it happened. Just telling us how it happened.
Okay, so I did a car. I don't know if it's okay to mention the company's name.
No, it's not okay. Nobody's sponsoring us. We don't want to mention names. So you hailed a cab.
Yes, home. And then when I got there, I realized I lost my phone. And it was the same phone I had used to request for a car. So I didn't know how to get to the phone. I had another phone, so I tried to reach them with the other phone. I tried several times, it wasn't working. And so I kind of lost hope. So the phone is missing. In the morning, I remembered that, Spiky opened a Samsung account on the phone. And I remember him saying the phone can be tracked with the Samsung account. So I had to call him.
Hey, I'm collecting my fans, Yeah.
Yeah. So I told him about it, and then you used the laptop. You already know the rest of the story.
My listeners don't know the story.
But before telling you about it, I went to the office of the company from which I requested a car from, and then they tried to track the driver. We spoke to the driver. He said he has not seen the phone in his car, and so I told you about it, and then you tracked the phone.
Right.
And we realized the phone was at Adenta, and I live at Hacho. And I called the driver, and I told the driver, please, did you pick anybody to Adenta? And he's like, oh yeah, 2 people. And so I'm like, okay, my phone has been tracked to Adenta, so can you talk to them and find out if any one of them saw the phone in the car? And he said, okay. Now, this driver said he's coming here. He's coming to the office to see me. Then he came. He said he's called them, and none of them has the phone, or none of them has seen the phone. And I'm like, okay, don't worry. I'm tracking my phone. So wherever the phone gets to, I would know, and I would go collect my phone. So if he says that none of them has seen the phone, that's fine. Then this driver left. In less than 30 minutes, he calls me back to tell me that, oh, there's a woman he picked from somewhere, and then the woman says that the daughter took the phone to school, and the teacher had called to tell her, so she would go with the driver to the school and find out if the phone that the little girl took to school is my phone. So I should describe my phone. Then I did. And after some time, he told me he's gone to the school and he's now gotten the phone. And then I got my phone back in less than 30 minutes on Friday, and I was so excited. Personally, I think that the driver may have been involved or may have known where my phone was, or my phone was with him. But when he didn't want to give it to me. But when he realized I was
you could track the phone, yeah.
He gave me my phone back. So
you are sure of where the phone is.
So that's how come it was. Okay. Now that we've got two sides of the story, and it's a great thing because one is the Apple perspective and the other is the Samsung or the Android perspective. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have probably had this experience and they are itching to tell their stories, or they're itching to find out how people could track their phone. If you use an iPhone, you probably know about your Find My iPhone feature on your phone. If you use Android device, you know it has Find My Mobile. But sometimes these, solutions are not exactly foolproof. But I think we can help them, can we not?
Yes, some guidance.
Yeah. Anyways, so if you're listening and want to join in the conversation, you can call in on 0302-216-541 or 0244-340-437. We will open the phone lines in a bit after we start giving you a few tips. But you can send us a message on 0244-340-437. That's 0244-340-437. WhatsApp and Telegram. Send us a message about if you've ever actually experienced losing your phone. Anyways, so Michael, first off, you use an iPhone.
Yes.
Do you have Find My iPhone enabled?
All the time.
What is Find My iPhone?
So it's a feature where iPhone users will know this, that anytime you get a new iPhone, you have to connect it to Apple. You have to connect it online and connect it to Apple in order to activate it. And sometimes, depending on the phone you're getting, you might not even get access to make phone calls on it because the SIM area is locked and you can spoof a way in and all that. But as you know, the normal procedure is that you activate the phone whenever you have it, whenever it is reset. Now, what Find My iPhone does is that when the phone is reported as missing, it locks that feature. You're not able to get into the phone unless you, as the owner, put in your password.
Yeah.
And even then, aside that, it has features where it tracks the last known location of the phone the last time it was online. It allows you to display a message saying that this phone belongs to so and so, contact this number to reach it. It enables emergency calls, so if there's a problem, you can call emergency services to pick the phone up. And then I think the final feature is that, it can also play an alarm for you to pinpoint the phone specifically where it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to work in theory. It doesn't always come as the real world has demonstrated. These things don't exactly work out that way.
Why is it that?
Well, I had one instance where this was just a month ago in December. My sister had her phone stolen right from her. And the similar thing with me. As at the moment the phone was gone, then a body just warns you something has gone very wrong right now. And that was when she realized that her phone was stolen. And much like the last time with my friend, we tracked the phone right down. I even pinpointed it within 2 square meters. And I actually could even pinpoint that, look, the phone right now is in this very kiosk in this area near Santa Maria.
So what prevented you from getting it?
Well, I made some calls to...
Oh, you were looking for a muscle again?
This time I want to go with official muscle, aka the Ghana police.
Right.
So I made some calls. So I tried to find anybody who knew the police that monitored that area. Now I couldn't get close enough, but I did manage to get through to someone who was familiar with the area, and what he told me was, when I described the area in question to him, he was like, okay, fine, you found the phone. Don't go there on your own, because that particular area is a known hotspot.
Right.
And that particular
so you may lose more than just your phone.
You might even go and give them extra phones if you're not careful. So like,
you definitely shouldn't go there.
Definitely don't go there on your own. So, and unfortunately, by the time we're able to rally the police to make the trip, everything fell to pieces, and we ended up not going.
So you didn't get.
We couldn't recover that phone. And there've been other similar stories. I tracked another friend's phone. And the tracking in these things is actually pretty robust. I tracked another friend's phone, which ended up right inside the middle of Sodom and Gomorrah, and nobody needed to tell me don't go to Calamantes through that area.
So basically, the tracking is one thing, but getting it back is another adventure on its own. Now, I've been a victim myself, but I'll save my story for last. Winston,
what's good?
Have you ever lost a phone before?
I haven't lost the phone, but
why are you guys so lucky?
But in uni, I remember a good story. In uni, a friend of mine was asleep, like was dawn, and then she hears her door open, and then her door closes, and she wakes up, and she can't find her fresh iPhone 8.
And it seems to be all iPhones.
And that was in Kumasi. It's an iPhone thing. And so we tracked the phone all the way to KJTR, and we get there, and now you see the thing is that the maps are not as concise as you would hope, and the phone is off, so to give you the last location.
Right.
So where we ended up, we spent a while at KJTR. It was dangerous.
Did you get it back?
There. We didn't. No, we didn't. So we went back home with a migraine.
Is that a new phone?
What?
A migraine?
Oh, nah.
Oh, I thought it was a migraine. I mean, it was a migraine S3.
Arguably, it's a new Nokia, but.
Thank you very much for advertising someone's brand on my show.
What, the Nokia migraine?
Anyway, so, like, the whole thing is, are maps that, accurate enough to help us track our phones to getting them? Because a lot of people seem to track these things, but then getting it back becomes the problem. Either you're afraid of the person who has the phone, or you're not really sure about the exact location. Like, is it actually here? Because if you're making it ring and you're in the middle of Agbukblushi and the thing is ringing, how do you even hear it? You see, so it goes beyond just being able to track it. Now, here's the thing. Michael has told us how to track an iPhone, how, using the Find My iPhone software. Quick one, if the location is off on the phone, can you still track it on an iPhone?
Well, there's another software called Prey. It was a whole project.
Right.
That's a Prey project. And that one can use a system called triangulation.
Yeah.
To use cell towers to indicate where the signal is really coming from.
Yeah.
And that one has been used for a very long time, even more than the GPS.
Yes.
And it's very, very accurate.
Yes. So triangulation basically is when the cell towers, 3 cell towers, pinpoints your location because you are in the middle of them. So you would advise that people use a software like Prey rather than just the default one on their phone?
Well, it's as if Prey is something of an industrial type, something for...
I have it on my phone now. It's in the Play Store.
Well, people really don't like it. They don't use it, actually.
Well, I don't think people know about it. I don't think people know about it now, so that's why...
Yeah, they should use it. That's the nicest one. It's open source and it's free. No one really owns it.
I was actually going to ask about the price, because when you hear something this good, you are thinking about some monthly subscription.
Now, the thing about Prey that I used to like was that it prevented your phone from being turned off. The first versions that came out, when you had it on your phone and your phone got missing, and then someone tried to turn off the phone, it prevented that power button command from being activated. But the newer versions don't do that.
Oh, there are some phones that do that.
Yeah, like the Samsung.
Yeah, Samsung.
But now they still do that.
Yeah, they still you can turn it off.
Yeah, my phone can try it.
Wait, because I know when you go through the Find My phone, everything, you can't turn it off. You can't even try to remote boot. You can't even root it.
After you have enabled those.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, you should.
So this is where we come in. So listeners, if you're listening, one of the most important things that you need to know is every smartphone has its tracking means of tracking. I mean the big ones. I don't know about the smaller brands, but I know, say, Apple has Find My
Google
iPhone.
has it built in.
Google has it built in, but it's not very efficient.
No, it's not.
Google because when the lady who gave her story, Debbie, came to me, once the phone's is off, it doesn't give you the last location.
Yeah.
You see, and you need the last location. But I had activated her Samsung account, and Samsung Find My iPhone actually gives you the last location before the phone was off. And Samsung's Find My phone actually also lets if you put in a new SIM, it sends you a message from that SIM card. So if you're using a Samsung, you want to create a Samsung account and enable Find My phone.
This is a shot at a direct person. I hope he's listening to Selassie by time. He has a serious problem with. So he is now using a Samsung, and he has a problem with creating a Samsung account because he is like, he doesn't want to create a Samsung account.
So he should use his Google account. You can actually use your Google account.
But I keep trying to make him understand that having a Samsung account just allows you so much more capabilities for your phone. Like in finding your phone, you can lock your phone, you can put your phone in a low power mode, you can
to prevent it from going off. That's assuming you actually lost or misplaced your phone and it wasn't stolen.
And if you are, even if it was stolen, if the person is not smart enough to turn it off immediately, so you can prevent the power button from being used. And some people are afraid of the fact that someone can just format the phone. You can lock that feature on your phone, so your phone will be in a low power state and to be on the whole time. You can have it beep as many times as you want. You have so much remote control over it. But if you
can even actually set guardians.
Yes.
So in case the phone gets missing, you can set guardian. So maybe if I have a Samsung account and then you are trying to track your phone and you're not finding it, you can set me as a guardian. So anytime it comes online, I get a notification and I can tell you, the phone just pinged me. It's here, and I can track it for you.
And if you don't create a Samsung account, it's just one more extra step. It's very simple. But some people like Selassie Baita don't want to do it.
You really have to mention it.
An extra step, to lock your phone out. Yeah, those Samsung accounts are something we really can't even unlock.
When the phone gets stolen and they bring it, you can't bypass it.
No, it's very, very difficult.
So it's like Apple's Find My iPhone. Or iCloud.
Usually the owners themselves forget it. Because they don't usually use their Samsung account.
That's why you advise.
So that's how you use the Google account.
Google account.
So if you're using a smartphone, a Samsung smartphone, and you create a Samsung account, try as much as possible to use your Google account to create it.
Yes.
So albeit it's counterintuitive to what we've been telling you about having different passwords for different accounts,
but for the sake of you not
forgetting and then locking yourself out of your phone, try and use your Google account, the same one that you used to unlock your phone.
One funny thing about a Google account is, sometimes even when your screen is cracked, and you have a particular password on it, you can use that to change
also,
yes.
And you can use your Samsung account to unlock the phone in case you forget your own password too.
Yes.
So we've dealt with Samsung, we've gotten that out of the way. Now moving on from Samsung, I've seen a question from someone. How do you find phones like Infinix? Good evening, great people. Good evening to you too. Add your name when you send us a message. So how Kweku Anansi, you have been. So wait, people have
what?
Anansi. Oh, you haven't met
Anansi.
We'll have that conversation after the show. Yes.
Well,
so for an Infinix
Google device manager, and Infinix is Android,
so you can install the mobile Android Find My Mobile.
Find My Mobile.
It's in the app. It's in the Play Store. Yeah. Is this so called Play Store? It's called Google Play.
Yeah, it's the Play Store, and you can even find it online. So if you've lost your phone and you can't Play Store it, you can just
log in.
Use your laptop, and you just type Find My my Android, and it will find all your devices that are linked to your Google account. So another important thing: don't create a new random Google account for your phone. Please use the one that you generally use. Some of these things seem a bit counterintuitive, but there is a point to it.
And another thing, if you're using your Google account and you want to use that to track your phone, you really have to make sure that you have location history turned on.
Yes.
Because that is a way to tell the last place your phone was before it went off. Because when the phone is turned off, unfortunately, you can't use Find My Mobile to find its current location if the phone is off or it doesn't have internet. Let's say you run out of data and you're tracking your phone Now the phone can't tell you where it is because it doesn't have data.
Although certain things, even in my own personal experience, certain things have shown that your phone still gives off a location. You remember we've seen that. I've experienced it myself where there was a period where I was on in uni and I was on a field trip and my phone broke. So it was off the entire time of the field trip. But when I go through my Google location history, everywhere we went to on that field trip, it's passed, but my phone was off the entire time. So why can't they just use that information?
Anyways, we are supposed to be educating people, not trying to find out answers from the gods of technology.
Is it pertinent to mention the fact that Find My iPhone and the iCloud lock might have been or possibly been compromised?
I don't know why Michael chose not to speak into the microphone because he's shooting himself in the foot.
No, should we? Okay, you know what?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Customer safety, yes. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Well, we've seen this, and I think Kukwanasi can answer this. People have posted that they're able to bypass the iCloud activation lock. Is this possible?
Well, not that I've seen now. You see, most of what they get is, stolen accounts. Sometimes they brute force. Especially when the person have some part of his email showing
then they can predict it.
Yes, they use certain softwares to predict them.
But there are some online services that claim that if it's a clean IMEI, they can bypass it.
And they will be taking you much as if you are even buying
a new phone. Thank you. Alright, so it makes sense. Hello Spiky, I lost my iPad, but unfortunately did not activate Find My iPad on the iPad. Is there a possibility of finding this iPad? Thanks. From Emmett, you'd be. To be honest, if it's past 2 hours, if it's been longer than 2 hours, yeah, it's gone.
So by the fact that you can't enable Find My iDevice, you can't. And here's the thing with stolen devices: you can't secure them after the fact. If you've not secured them ahead of time, then that is it. It's gone.
Great. So, hi, do we have the iOS version for Prey? If yes, what's the right spelling? That's Julius from inside Tardy. So Julius, it's prey as in Prey. You prey on thieves. And I actually like to use multiple ways of tracking my phone because, tell you a story. Now, this was when I lost my first phone. It was the Galaxy S6.
Hold up. You lost your first phone? Sounds like you've lost several.
No, that's my first phone I lost.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
How many phones have you lost?
I haven't lost. I just broken them. Now, please don't. Let's not digress.
You put your laptop on them.
So as I was saying, I put the phone. I had a phone call. I put the phone on my car and I drove off. So after, can I finish? I'll be dropping a few. Sunshine. Thank you very much. This is not like it hasn't happened to anyone before. Yes, I had a lot of things. I was talking on the phone, cradling the phone between my shoulder and my cheek. When I finished, I put the phone on top of the car.
Oh, I've seen that happen personally. Yeah.
See?
It happened to the set Salasi.
Thank you very much. Now, moving on swiftly. I drove off 50 meters or about 100 meters away from where I moved my car. I dropped my phone. I realized I didn't pick it. So I drove back and the phone was gone. Clearly. I quickly pulled out my laptop, connected my internet in the office because I was not far from the office. And I started tracking the phone. I noticed the phone moving away from me. So I was using Android to find my mobile, and I started following the phone. But then I knew I had to follow the phone physically. But I didn't have internet. I didn't have another phone. I used just one phone number. So right then I had to call one of my very good friends, Cecil, gave him my username and password for my Gmail, told him to track and be updating me. So I went with 2 other friends. We followed the phone. I had to go to Circle and buy an S3 and buy a new SIM card, buy data, so I could now follow the phone. Follow the phone all the way to Collegono, around St. Mary's area. Now, when we got there, I saw exactly what the phone was because my location is on, and I improve location accuracy. If you're listening, you can improve your Google Maps location accuracy in the settings. When you go to your Google Maps settings, you can use Wi-Fi, and your location, make sure your location is always on, even though it drains battery, but it will save you. So I knew exactly where it was.
Was it in the middle of that triple cross where the woman was selling food outside?
I wouldn't remember. Anyways, So I saw what the phone was, but there were a lot of guys there gathered there. And like you, I sought the help of the police. I went to the police station, which is a Kologan police station. Went there and said, hey, hi, I found my phone which got lost, and it's here where those guys are, just gathered. Could you send someone with me to go get it? He's like, well, the detective on duty is not around, so you can come back tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and then we'll get it for you. I it took me some time to actually process this, but then I decided, I'm going to man up with my skinny self and go get my phone. I got there and the guys had dispersed. Now, on this Find My Mobile app, you have a feature where you can let the phone ring, as you probably heard. So I have been tapping the phone to let it ring so I could hear who had it. But because everybody was indoors, I had to go with my ear, on every. And if you know Kologan not very well, they're like I wouldn't call them slums, but they're very closely packed buildings with their windows very close to the streets. So I'm walking with my ears through each window, listening to hear if my phone would ring. Finally, I give up, and I'm walking back, and this lady comes out of her room to take, to pee in the outside, and she saw. So I passed her, and then she called me, and she said, "Nga, for me to come back." And I came, and she asked me if I knew about phones because she has a phone that's been ringing crazy, and she wanted to turn it off.
Hey.
Yes. I mean, this was luck. This was sheer luck. So I got there, and then she brings my phone to me to turn it off. So I'm like, and I also replied to her, and this is why I am here at this time, because I was afraid we, listening with our ears, we would come across as thieves if anyone.
Yeah, someone says Jula one time, and that's it.
And then
dead.
I wouldn't be here. You would have seen gone too soon. So she gives me the phone, and I said, "This is my phone." She's like, "Really?" I say, "Yeah." So I stopped the ringing, and it stopped. And she says, well, her husband brought it. So she goes inside and gets her husband, who comes out and says, I should prove it's mine.
I just stopped the phone from ringing. What do you mean by prove it's mine? So I just triggered
the ringing again, and I unlocked it with my finger and told him it's my phone. So
and what explanation did he give you? Did you have him arrested?
He asked me why I lost the phone. I told him where. He says,
how is that his concern? You already
he works there.
No, it doesn't. He also needs to.
Well, basically, I got my phone back. He asked me to pay something. I didn't because, hey, if you had picked up the call, they never give me a police officer to go. So this was my slim macho charm. That got me back my phone. But you see, the whole import of this is that if you enable the Find My Phone feature on the phone, it allows you to at least get one step out of the way. You get closer to finding your phone. But a lot of people, especially with Android users, they do not enable it. They only rely on the one that has the Gmail one. But that's not enough. Like we mentioned, there's other apps like Pray, there's Catch the Thief or something like that, which actually takes... Yeah, there's one that takes a picture of anyone who tries to unlock the phone. Yeah.
Those are cute. Sometimes you'll see some where it was a cat or a dog trying to tap at your phone.
Now, all those are good. If you're using a Huawei, you can activate a Huawei account, which also gives you added, ways of tracking the phone. Just make sure that if your phone asks you to insert a different account or create another account, which it is suggesting for you, it's always compulsory. But sometimes that could be the way for you to track the phone. Like we mentioned, for Samsung, Huawei, iPhone, and the rest, very, very necessary. We're going to see you smiling. You want to say something?
Well, sometimes I get a little, I fear a little for those people who have turned their location on all the time because they want to, maybe in future, if their phone gets lost, they want to find it. Let's say your location is on.
Yeah.
And people are finding you. Yeah, people are really seeing you. And then you will be seen throughout maybe like 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year, maybe so probably your phone will never get even lost. You get me?
But then they have all the information on where you were.
And then you are being the victim rather. Waiting for someone else.
So in that case, what would be the alternative? For people who don't want to use their location, how would they track their phone if they ever use it?
Well, for me, it's like fire,
It's a good servant.
But a bad master.
Right.
But I think Samsung's one has there's this feature you have to, a feature you actually have to enable in your biometric setting where when your phone is about to go off, it sends its location to their servers before it goes off.
So that's what I was talking about. That Samsung.
So that one you don't have to have. You don't have to have your location on the whole time. But when your phone is about to run out of power, it will send.
So what if your phone is not about to run out of power and someone steals it and turns it off?
And
that's all.
Good. Now this brings us to
the current location.
But you didn't turn on your location.
Yeah, so it can't tell. But you see, this is where the IMEI comes to play. Now, in other countries, we all know the IMEI is a serial number, the unique serial number of each device. If in other countries, if you try to tamper with it, it's an illegal offense.
Yeah, several countries.
And if you lose your phone, I've had people call me and say, hey, I've lost my phone. I didn't have my location tracking on everything, but I have the IMEI. What can I do with the IMEI? Now, in other countries, you could just go to the telcos and then they'd block that IMEI on all the networks.
Yeah. Or you go to the police station.
I go to the police, and they could actually even track it with what you mentioned, triangulation, and then find the actual location. Do we has anyone experienced that here?
Well, I think, our big men has those things. They have it.
Those big
triangulation methods are working, and they've been using it actually.
Now, I can't confirm this. But what I've heard on the streets,
you work in national security.
No. What I've heard on the streets is that some of these telcos, like I am saying again, disclaimer, this is word on the streets, not mine. I cannot confirm this in any way, but the word on the streets is that apparently these telcos are not allowed to do this. You remember the time on Twitter, someone posted that he had lost his car and everything, and then a friend of his helped find the car because his friend was a telco engineer. Apparently, it's not allowed. You are not allowed to do that.
But so prior to this, I spoke to some of the telcos, and they say with the appropriate documentation, i.e. a police report and a court order, they can actually do triangulation and find the phone for you.
So which means that the average person is not going to...
Well, that's only because our processes are actually that lengthy. But
a court order.
Yeah, you could actually, if you're looking like you really need it that bad, let's say you had some very important information on it, which, let's be honest, by the time you probably get the phone, everything has been wiped.
Yeah.
But then again, yes, data recovery.
If it hasn't been stripped for parts.
Assume it's an iPhone.
People strip Android for parts too. Thank you very much.
Please.
You say like they do.
They can actually give you can, if you come with those documentation, i.e. a police report and a court order, or I don't know if it's an and or an or, police report or court order, police report and a court order, they can actually give you the location via triangulation. Now, what I was looking at, talking about, but this is something that I've been told is being discussed as we speak, is if a stolen phone's IMEI can actually be blocked on all the telcos, that basically renders it useless. Because if the serial number is blocked and it tries to connect to this network knows that this is a stolen phone's IMEI and then just basically blocks it. So I'm going to open the phone lines. If you have any questions or you have you want to share with us your story about losing your phone, snappy, because we have just 15 minutes to go, just tell us. You can call us on 0302-216-541 or 0244-340-437. So 0302-216-541 or 0244-340-437. If you want to call and you want to send a message, use the 0244-340-437 on WhatsApp and Telegram. We're talking about smartphones. If you lose them, can you track them? We have established that you can track them, but can you get them back? So I lost my phone.
Oh, jeez, child.
I lost my phone by placing it on my dad's bonnet after a call. See, that's a very common phenomenon. I know what you're talking about. You're not alone. Charles from Pram Pram.
So basically,
I feel you, Charles. Power to you.
Oh no,
okay, wait, 3 of you, including
it's
Salasi.
happened twice for said Salasi.
So 5 times.
It was a phone.
So I think it counts for 5.
One was a phone and the other was an iPad. Yeah.
We've got a call on the line. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Please, I'm Daniel calling from Apredi.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, sir.
Yes. So have you lost your phone before?
Yes, please.
And did you get it back? Were you able to track it?
Actually, I didn't use the technology tracker, but I was fortunate. I was able to detect the face, which was strange, which came to the house for the phone, and I was able to get it back.
Oh, right. So you caught the thief red-handed.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't use any technology.
No, please.
We should use your intuition as a software. Is he very ripped?
Yeah, but
I just say, are you muscular?
Not really, but I also seek for, muscular forces.
Right. Okay, so you detected who took it, and then you tracked with muscular forces.
I went to the police and reported it, and they followed it for me.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing.
Welcome.
All right, we've got another call on the line. Hello? Hello? Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yes, great.
Welcome to D-Squad.
Hi, good evening. This is Kobbys speaking from North Kanishi.
Hi, Kofi.
Yes, just a little contribution about the Samsung account, right?
Yes.
One thing I realized is that even when the location is off, it can be turned on with the Samsung account.
Great.
Yeah, so you can give that a try. It works perfectly.
Thank you so much for that contribution.
Sure, thank you, sir.
All right. We've got another call on the line. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, this is calling from Kasua.
Sorry, but if you don't mind turning off your radio, there's a lot of feedback here.
Oh, let me position myself here, then I'll get back to you.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Right. So there's a question here that says, how about laptops when they get missing? Is there a way of tracking laptops? Yes, there is actually a way of tracking laptops.
So was it Windows?
Yeah. Prey even has a laptop, a Windows version.
And not a Linux version as well. The way Christiana says is not That's
true. But you see, the challenge with tracking laptops is, unlike cell phones, they're easily formatable. Anyway, we have another call on the line. Hello?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm calling from Trish.
Yes, sir.
Please, the Prey app.
Yeah.
There's a realized on just downloaded, and then it's in a pro version for $55.
Yeah.
For a year.
Mm-hmm.
So would you advise to use the free version or pro?
Well, if you can afford the pro version, why not? Because it's tracking. Look at the features that it's offering you, and if you think it's worth paying $5 a year for, you can pay for it. 55.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. Well, that's a long shot. It depends on the phone.
For the possibility of losing your phone, and then the probability of actually finding it.
Yes. Well, so like we said, if I personally, I don't know your financial status, so I can't say go ahead or don't go ahead, because you might be able to track it like we've established, but getting it back after you've tracked it, that could be the difficulty.
But another thing is that it's also...
Yeah, so, I mean, as far as we're concerned, I think you can just go on and buy it if you trust it. Or, I mean, we trust it as a software, but if you trust that spending that amount of money is good for you.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you too.
Well, the interesting thing is that it's also in paying for these apps and to be able to track your phones. It also depends on the value
of the phone.
Not of the phone, the value you as a person place on your phone. Because someone can buy a $1,500 phone and doesn't really care because he can get another one.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Tony. I'm calling from Kasua.
Right.
Yes, I had an experience where I got marked for my iPhone. Immediately I got home, I activated the iCloud feature, locked it, and fortunately for me, 2 weeks later, my dad gets a call from someone who
Oh, rather unfortunate. Yeah. Please call back if you can. We'd like to hear the rest of that story.
Or text into the group.
Or you could drop in the text.
I'm really feeling for you guys that put your phones on your bonnets. And
can you
stuff.
please just not let...
No, because I had a similar experience. I actually put it inside the engine.
Wow. So, you see, you have one.
No,
sir.
I actually think
we have a
call
on the line. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm Seth calling from Japan.
Hi, Seth.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
Very well. So have you lost your phone?
Oh, several times.
Oh, wow.
But I don't have the skill to track it. So now that I heard of your program, I want to ask. The time is too short to assimilate all that we are, saying.
Yeah.
So please, you can give a number one of your, panelists and you can give a number we can fall on whenever our phone is lost to get direction from you.
No problem. We have a Telegram group full of geeks, and you can join it. So you can download the app, the Telegram app, and then just look for...
in Play Store?
Yes, please. On the Play
Telegram
Store.
Group, okay.
Yeah, you download the app called Telegram, and then look for Joy Geek Squad in Telegram.
Right.
Yes, but we'll post the link on Facebook, so you can just check it out and then join us. There's a whole lot of geeks there who can help you whenever you have a problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
Great. So, another call on the line. Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening. That's a familiar voice.
Yeah, this is Ajuma, just from tonight.
Ajuma, very great to hear from you again.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well.
Very well.
Yeah, I've sent a text around, but at least I feel it has not been read. That's why I was just called.
Great. So what's happening with you?
I'm using 2 smartphones, and one has my email account already, but the second one, I intend to, add the same email account on that same device, but it's not picking up. They keep on telling me password and the account is wrong or whatever. I don't know why it is. Doing that because I'm using it on the other device. That's why it is not permitting me to open it to other side.
No. It shouldn't. It should allow you to put both accounts on both phones.
Okay. Secondly, do you have a certain app on the iPhone so that when there's a distance, like let's say between Kobbys and Joy FM, you can zoom and have a look at a certain store and cross-check if that store is being closed or whatever? Do you have such an app on the iPhone?
Unfortunately,
I think the only app that would be closed would be Google Maps because
Street View.
Yeah,
but then you can't tell in live.
But
real
some
time.
of these stores put their information on Google Maps when they close and stuff like that.
What about Foursquare?
Does that still exist? Anyway, thanks for calling, Ajimai. We have another call on the line. The last caller, unfortunately.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, my name is Mina.
Hi, Mina.
Fine. My experience is with my Samsung.
Right.
So I have an iPhone and a Samsung, but the Samsung is my work phone.
Right.
And I think I dropped it in the Uber I sat in, and that was the same phone I used to request the ride.
Right.
But fortunately for me, I already had the Find My Phone feature, and I used my Google account. So I used my iPhone to track the Samsung.
Right.
Now the problem was I found where the phone was, but I wasn't sure whether it was the Uber driver that had taken it or it was somebody else that had taken it. So it was funny because actually I got home around 9 p.m. and I realized the phone was lost around 2 a.m.
Wow.
And I tracked the phone I stay at Damsman, I tracked the phone to Santa Maria.
Wow.
Now, it was a question of whether it was safe to go for the phone at that time, but I didn't want it to get, I didn't want lights to break and someone to start moving with the phone where it would be difficult to track. So I decided to follow my instinct and just follow the phone. I got to Santa Maria and it told me the location, but now the problem was to decipher the exact house that the phone was in. I kept pinging it. You know, you have the feature to ring. I kept pinging. Nobody picked it up and called from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. And I still couldn't find the house. I just kept looking over people's walls, hoping to meet somebody. I could remember the driver's name.
I can totally relate.
And I didn't want to look like a thief as well because people pass by and then they start watching me like, okay, you've been here for some time.
Yeah.
And all of that. But fortunately for me, around 6 a.m., I pinged it again and then I called my line and then someone picked up. Then it was the driver.
Right.
And it had fallen in his car and he had also forgotten about it. It was the last passenger he picked, fortunately. And he came to meet me, but I had to spend like 3 hours finding. I had found the phone, but now tracking the exact location of the phone and realizing it was with the driver. But it was just luck that he picked up and then he met me and then I had to give him something and get my phone back. But I went through all that shit not because It was just an A5, but the fact that I had to pay, I think $1,000 for it to get my phone back at work because it was my work phone. I did that, but I think it's very important because I've lost my phone a number of times, and the last time I lost my phone, I was able to lock the SIM, but I didn't get the phone back anyway.
Right.
I think it's important to do this, to activate on all. So I have Pray on my iPhone, and I have my Samsung account also on my Samsung phone.
Great. Thank you very much, Mina, for sharing. That was very insightful. And we hope everyone learns from Mina and installs some form of tracking software on their phone so they can track it when they lose it. You know, during the year of return, there was this lady who lost her phone and she had to buy it back from Circle.
Now, you see him.
Wait, before we continue, you actually lose your phone in the fridge, Winston.
Lost it once.
I'm going to make it recurrent.
So
you lose your phone.
It's very easy for me to lose my phone in the fridge because
look at you.
My phone is always on silent. Always.
That's why it's amazing how you haven't lost your phone.
Yeah, always.
Anyways, we have to wrap up.
Yeah. But the lady you're talking about, it's very interesting because if anybody has seen that, there's this Netflix show called Sex Education. She talks about she came to Ghana. I think she mentioned that she lost her phone. One of the actresses. So I don't know if it's the same person. That would be funny and cool. The same.
Oh, you don't know the story?
I don't know.
I was actually expecting you to know the story.
I know the story, sister.
Yeah. I mean, she even did a YouTube video.
It was like they told her phone is at. It wasn't Circle. Was it Circle? They told her. She made a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Oh yeah, now I remember. It wasn't the sex education guy.
And they told her, she was like, you told me to go to Circle.
Yeah.
And
she did get
Circle.
But she got it back. She had to buy it back.
Yeah, she did.
In
she didn't lose it in the fridge or under her car bonnet.
No,
Anyways,
I was holding stuff, including
a lot
my
of
phone.
people.
So my phone.
Give takeaways for our listeners. I think you know what I've spoken to the telcos. I think next week we should have them here to talk about what efforts they're putting in to help people track their phones with triangulation, and if they're unable to get their phones, how they can block the IMEIs on their services so those phones are rendered useless. I think that would dissuade the thieves from stealing, because I remember because of iPhones, Find My iPhone stuff, thieves actually stopped stealing iPhones for a time. I mean, until
they realized that
you know,
you
I'm
can't
not a fan
resell
of it. Personally,
that's
I'm not a fan of it because you trying to catch a thief and then you open yourself up.
You don't even use your real name on it.
So all too soon we run out of time.
Mr. Marcel Boga of HSB Identification BV.
So we will catch you guys next week on Geek.